Hi everyone, thank you for joining me this webinar today. Today we're talking about our technology, PrintSYSt technology, which provides automatic cloud-based solution for optimization and facilitation of 3D printing. Recently we announced about partnership with the YBI and Youngstown University, which already implement our solution, and you will be able to test it by yourself in ybi.org. And I will demonstrate this later on. So my name is Itamar Yona. I'm 3D printing expert and the co-founder and CEO of PrintSYSt. I'm also electrical engineer. I provide the consulting services for commercial companies and institutions in the educational sector. We recently see demand for 3D printing and additive manufacturing in many sectors. And we found ourselves a need to provide and facilitate 3D printing in order to make better products and so on. If you want to reach me and you want to get any assistance about additive manufacturing, you can reach me on my email address, itamar@printsyst.com. You're also welcome to follow me on Twitter and LinkedIn as well. In the end of the presentation, we will provide opportunity to ask questions. And if you will not get an answer to your question, you're welcome to reach me on my email address as I mentioned. So the agenda for today, we will start with a short introduction of PrintSYSt company. For those of you who don't know us. We will also talk about enhanced deployment of our technology in order to make your ROI much better, and also to get more warm leads instead of cold leads in these services that you are providing. We'll talk about workflow automation. This is basically what we are doing. We are shortcut the workflow using one button. And when I'm talking about workflow, I'm talking about the pre-printing processes. In the end, we will have opportunity to ask questions, as I mentioned. So PrintSYSt founded in 2017, and our beta version was released in June 2017. We already demonstrate impressive traction by the industry, and our technology implemented in many universities and service providers around the globe. We're working with in Australia, in Japan, in Israel, Europe, and now in the US. And our mission is to bring AI to 3D printing. We have a state-of-the-art patent technology which harnesses proprietary algorithm, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, culminating in full end-to-end platform in order to diminish 3D printing usage barrier. And the idea is to bridge the gap between the 3D printing complexity to the users that don't know what is 3D printing and how to get the maximum for that. Because as you know, additive manufacturing combines a variety of technologies, and we need to understand what will be the best technology to each model individually. And this is something that we are doing, and this is something that we have solved using our technology. So as I mentioned, we have a global presence, and if you are a university or service providers or company that manufacture printers, or even Fab Lab that want to facilitate and automate the pre-printing processes, you are welcome to connect with us. So from screws to bones out to houses, from cheap plastic to high-end metal printing, from prototype to short series production and even mass production, I think you can get the picture. 3D printing processes are diverse, long and complex. We have FDM printing, we have SLS printing, we have also PolyJet and so on. And those diversity cause many misunderstanding with those technologies, and the ability to choose the best one that fits to the customer needs. And eventually those challenges result in low productivity, high frustration, and low adoption rates. And this is something that we are aiming to do and aiming to solve using our artificial intelligence algorithm that we have developed. Those are some of the screens that the user meets when he or she tries to print. And like as I mentioned, there are many parameters that need to be chosen by us as operators and also as a user that need to get his print done. Instead of manipulating huge amount of 3D printing features and parameters, we developed one-button 3D printing software solution, and I welcome you to the new era of 3D printing industry, Control P. So our technology already implemented in YBI website. You'll be able to reach our beta version once you will get the YBI website. When you will touch this link, I'm interested in additive manufacturing, you will get an access to our smart chatbot, our assistant. And once you sign up to our platform in this link, you will be able to talk with our smart agent. Our smart agent will able to repair and to analyze the CAD file in order to understand what are the issues with it. You will check the printability, and according to the answers that you will get from the user, and you will understand what is the functionality of this model. Using our tons of data, tons of models that already implemented in our technology, we know how to identify and to compare this geometry to existing geometries and models that already printed. And using our understanding and our experience, we know how to recommend about the best parameters for printing, the best parameters to optimize and repair this model, and eventually create a ready-to-print file that is checked by our technology. That way you will get a file that is ready to print. You don't need to invest efforts in order to understand if it is printability and to choose the technology for that. You will reduce the time or an efforts that you need to invest in understanding if it can be printed or not. And from the other side, the customer will have immediate and instant quote price and understanding if his model is ready to print. I think that I know that it saves a lot of time, and eventually you will get warm leads instead of cold leads, and you don't need to invest time and efforts in order to develop the market, because you're facilitating 3D printing using our technology, using our chatbot. So in terms of enhanced deployment, as I mentioned, because we are increasing the printouts, because customers will be able to test their models before printing and before talking with the human agent, you will get much more prints. It will increase your ROI, your return of investment, and eventually the bottom line and sales. And of course, customer fulfillment, because when the customer get a model that is checked and meet his demands and meets his features and functionality, he will use the technology he eventually will use the technology. And it's very important, because I'm familiar with many cases when you print something and at the end the customer is not satisfied because you choose the wrong technology, you choose wrong parameters for printing, and you don't have a second chance for that. And our technology knows to identify that and to improve that. Eventually you will get much lower printing failure, because our technology know how to analyze and optimize those files and know how to improve the support and improve the printing materials, choosing printing materials and so on. And eventually it will save you a lot of money, because I guess many of you are familiar with the situation that you are going to print something. It can take you 10 hours, maybe 12 hours, maybe more, and at the end you will get a kind of failure, and you lost time, money, material, and maybe also a customer, and it's very bad situation. You also decrease the customer support that you need to invest in those cold leads, because you automate all the Q&A, all the questions and answers between the engineer and between the user. And we are talking about terms of users, and I will give an example for that. The customer wants to drink a coffee. He don't want to know how the coffee beans were fabricated, and our smart agent know how to talk in those terms. Eventually, this will lead to improved adoption rates. Beside our solution that is dedicated for service providers, apps, and fab labs and universities, as I mentioned, we have also a solution based on one button, as we talked about at the beginning. If you are operators and you want to use our one-button 3D printing technology, you can reach our beta in PrintSYSt.com, and you can see very easily that you have only one button, and all the pre-printing processes, from the analyzing, from the optimizing of the mesh and so on, optimizing of the support, optimizing of the G-code, can done automatically using just one button. And you see that the orientation was chosen automatically. Again, using our technology and our algorithm, we know how to identify the geometry and to recommend for the best orientation. Following that, you will be able also to troubleshoot your printer and get deeper on that in order to improve the prints, and also in order to improve your skills in additive manufacturing. If you want to learn more, you're welcome to visit in our website, PrintSYSt.com, and also on YBI.org. As I mentioned, our beta is accessible for free for the YBI users, and we encourage you to get there and to test it by yourself and to see what you can achieve with it. I encourage you to challenge our technology. Our technology become better and faster from each model, and eventually will give you much more better intuitive user experience, and of course better printing results. Thank you very much for joining us this webinar, and if you have any question, I'm here.